Hi everyone, my name is Mary Schaefer. I am currently working within Chichester School District. I am the art teacher at Hilltop Elementary, teaching kindergarten through 4th grade. Of course, I'm enrolled in Millersville University and graduating next weekend, pretty hard to believe, with my master's for assessment, curriculum, and teaching in STEM education. For the action research plan that I put together, I was looking at creating students who were better at problem solving, who were able to give better behavior within the classroom, and through all, or to achieve this, I was looking at higher order thinking. So I put together a plan that would answer the research question of, will the implementation of higher order thinking within the classroom encourage more positive behavior and promote better problem solving skills? So a little bit of a background to this. A few of the studies that I had found for my research, or for my literature review, had some positive feedback as far as incorporating higher order thinking. One of the main things, though, that I unfortunately did not have that they said will help is having time to go over multiple things and allowing students to learn how to think for themselves. Unfortunately, in this day and age, a lot of things are readily available to students, and they're not used to having to figure things out for themselves. So just a little bit of the background was, the longer you can work with the implementation of the higher order thinking was better. Now, I was only working with a 3 classes, 3-day rotation. So I implemented my, or I took my pre-intervention data, I took the intervention day, and then I took my post-intervention data. So really it was only 3 classes, but I had 3 classes, or I guess I should say 3 different classes, 3 different homeroom teachers that I was looking at using. One of the major things that stuck out to me was the bottom quote here, that deficits in HOT are leading indicators for later adaptive or problem behaviors. Early HOT may hold a central role in the development of social competence and serve as protective factors against academic and socio-emotional difficulties. So basically saying that if we don't start teaching our students to think for themselves and encourage these higher order thinking, it really does end up having negative consequences for our students when they become older. So the design was, as I said, I took my pre-intervention, I did a 1-point rubric checklist, which you can see at the top here. There were 6 categories. I was looking for students to turn to a friend for directions, looking around the room for visual reminders, taking a second just to think to themselves, if they called out, if they were asking the teacher for directions, and refusing to complete work. So I looked at 3 positives and 3, I guess you can consider, negatives as far as behaviors in the classroom. I checked off if it was observed, not observed, and then I kept a tally count of how often I saw it happening, and I also did leave some room for notes, so I was able to expand upon what I saw or what was happening. During the intervention, I let students pretty much loose. I first of all pointed out all of the factors of where they could find the answer to their question instead of coming straight to me. So it was no wonder why, which I'm skipping ahead a little bit here, when they did come up with their expectations for the invention blueprints, you can see at the bottom, all 3 classes came up with the same, go to Mrs. Schaefer last. So I always have directions on the board. I've done it that way since the beginning of the year, since last year when I was a new teacher there. But most students just kind of look past it. So I was able to point those out. I talked about how if you look around the room, you may see supplies to answer your question. You may talk to a friend who may be doing something that you should be doing, or they can lead you in the right direction. So basically gave them all of the tools that they should be using before they come to me. And then I let my students loose and I let them talk about what their invention ideas were. They were able to share them, debate them, and then we came together as a group and discussed what the expectations for this project should be, which, like I said, is this web down at the bottom, the Invention Blueprints web. These were the expectations we came together, and I printed it out for every student so that they had it almost as a checklist. Now, I combined what all three classes came up with for this one central expectations web, but again, every single student got it. And then I went back to my checklist for my post-intervention to see what the differences were. And my findings were positive, but not necessarily what I wanted to find. I was hoping that I could have been a back burner and students would not come to me for as much. While I found that the questions that they came to me with were different, where in the pre-intervention, it was very silly questionings as far as like, where's the pencils? What should I do next? What am I supposed to be doing now? Which led to afterwards, they were more higher order thinking as far as, this is my plan, A, B, and C. Do you think this is a good idea? So although that their questions changed, they still did want to come to me, maybe for feedback or maybe just to be reassured. But it was nice to see that students were turning to talk to their friends more often. They were looking around the room a little bit, and I did see more students just stopping and, looking up at the ceiling, or like their brows would furrow. That would tell me that they're starting to think for themselves. They weren't just coming straight to me. So in the conclusion, as I kind of touched on, it was positive in the fact that students were using other resources. They were looking at the board, they were looking at supplies, they were turning to a friend, but they were still coming to me. So although the project was positive in the fact that they were starting to use this higher order thinking, I wish they would have come to me less, but this does turn to, if I was going to do this study again, I would do it for a longer chunk of time. And encourage them to just do more free thinking. I would really take a step back and not offer as many answers. And I would like to think I already do that enough now, but I guess I could do it more. And one thing I did say in my action research project was that it would have been interesting to see a substitute come in and be the teacher, and I could sit back and see what they do, because they're so used to me being the main teacher that, obviously it would change. Everyone knows they change when the different teachers in the room, but what kind of behavior or what kind of positive thinking problem solving would have come out of if I wasn't the sole teacher in the room. So that was my overall project. Hope you enjoyed it.